There was a very wealthy man who lived in a huge mansion. He felt superior to others because of his great wealth. He looked down on all other beings and was nasty to all people, animals, and creatures. But he was a very devoted Buddhist. He had a large statue of the Bodhisattva made of pure gold, and he would pray to the Bodhisattva in the morning, day, and night, every day without fail. One day, the wealthy man was praying, and he said to the Bodhisattva statue, "O Bodhisattva, I have prayed to you day and night, but not once have you appeared before me and answer my wish." Suddenly, a bright light shone through the prayer room, and the Bodhisattva appeared. The Bodhisattva spoke in a gentle tone. "I have felt your sincerity, and thus I have decided to appear before you. What is the wish that you spoke of?" The wealthy man was overjoyed to see the Bodhisattva. He quickly bowed to the Bodhisattva and said, thank you, my prayers have not been in vain. I have been a devoted Buddhist, and my biggest wish is to be able to meet the Buddha once in my lifetime. Meeting the Buddha would be the greatest happiness of my life." The Bodhisattva acknowledged the wealthy man's request and said, "I shall visit the Buddha and let him know of your wish." With that, the Bodhisattva disappeared. The next day, while the wealthy man was praying, a bright light shone through the prayer room and the Bodhisattva appeared again. The wealthy man was delighted to see the Bodhisattva again, and he quickly bowed to the Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva said to the wealthy man, "I have spoken to the Buddha and told him about your wish to meet him. The Buddha knows of your sincerity and will visit you tomorrow." The wealthy man was overjoyed to hear that the Buddha would be visiting him. He bowed and thanked the Bodhisattva repeatedly as the Bodhisattva disappears. That night, the wealthy man was so happy that he could not sleep, and he got out of bed before sunrise to wait for the Buddha's visit. He cleaned himself thoroughly, wore his finest clothes, and waited in the prayer room in the morning. A couple of hours passed, and his servant came to him. "There is a beggar asking to meet you, my lord," the servant said. The wealthy man despised beggars. So he instructed the servant to chase the beggar away, and the wealthy man continued his wait for the Buddha. Hours passed and noon arrived, but the Buddha did not appear. Suddenly, a dog started barking outside the house. The barking got louder and louder. The wealthy man got very annoyed by the barking and instructed his servants to chase the dog away. And the wealthy man continued his wait for the Buddha. Hours passed and night arrived, but the Buddha did not appear. Suddenly, a cricket came into the prayer room and started chirping. The chirping of the cricket got louder and louder. The wealthy man was very frustrated by the cricket, so he instructed his servants to kill the cricket, and the cricket escaped. The next day, the wealthy man went back to the prayer room. A bright light shone through the prayer room, and the Bodhisattva appeared again. This time, the wealthy man was very angry to see the Bodhisattva. He shouted angrily at the Bodhisattva, "You lied to me!" The Bodhisattva responded calmly, "Why do you say that I lied to you?" The wealthy man continued with his angry tone, "You told me that the Buddha would visit me yesterday. I woke up before sunrise and waited the entire day, but the Buddha never appeared." The Bodhisattva was puzzled and responded gently, "But the Buddha told me that he visited you 3 times yesterday. In the morning he came to your house in the form of a beggar, but your servant told him that you would not see him and chased him away. The Buddha did not give up. In the afternoon, he came to your house in the form of a dog and called out to you. When you did not respond, he called out louder and louder. Then your servants came to chase him away, and he had to leave. The Buddha still did not give up, so he visited in the night again. He came to your house in the form of a cricket and decided to come into the prayer room directly to meet you. He kept calling out to you, but you did not respond. Then your servants came and tried to kill him, so he had to leave. So why do you say that I have lied to you?" the Bodhisattva asked gently. Because of his ignorance, the wealthy man never met the Buddha, who took great pains to try to meet him in 3 different forms. The wealthy man who could not look past the superficial form of others missed an opportunity of a lifetime. In life, never judge a book by its cover. Respect and be kind to all beings. An opportunity of a lifetime might appear in your life in the form which you have least expected.